Okay, we've finished our template block. It's all there, but we just want to know how we can use it. Now, in this exercise, we're going to be looking at putting that work that we've done easily into the document that we're currently working on. And the one I've actually set up for this exercise is Major Projects Watershed. It's an exercise that you would have had in your class, and this is how you're able to actually add the title block to it and get it ready for publishing or printing. So what I'm going to do is open up the Watershed project. You can see I've already included the basic outline of the watershed and a fill in there, so we know how much it is. I've put the area down here. Now again, this is a guesstimate. It's what I calculated. Yours might be slightly different, but don't worry about that. It just depends on where you've been putting your lines. Now, you can see here we've got our model space, and we've also got one of the it's a classic design of a template here, but I want to use the one that we created earlier. To be able to bring in the existing one easily, you can actually do it through a tool called, here it is, Design Center. Now under the Views menu or tab, the Design Center is available. If you click on it, it will open up a dialog box which will allow you to bring in an existing sheet or layout from another drawing. And as you can see here, I've got it on Build RMIT Notes, Build Files, and week number 10. In here you can see the one we created earlier. It's called Template Title A3. And when I click on the layout here, it gives me what's inside the layout. If I click on the actual design itself, it gives me all the different elements that are available inside that I can import into my existing drawing. But for this exercise, all I need is the layout, and as you can see, there it is there. And I've named that layout sheet Plot A3. Now, it's just a matter of picking it up, dragging it down here and dropping it into the existing document that you're working on. We'll close that, and you can see now we've got two style sheets in here, the original classic one, ISO A3, and the one which we met up earlier. Okay, that's been placed in there ready to go. The only thing I haven't done to this particular sheet is I haven't actually included the the viewport, which we will be adding. But first of all, I noticed that the text here got a little bit too big. I don't know why, but what I'm going to do is just change that for the time being. I just want to change the size. So I've selected the text. I've gone to the properties here, and when I look here, the height of the text is 7.27. I'm just going to click in there and go, say, 5. Enter, and you'll notice that it actually changes. Now those changes are done. The only thing I really got to do here is just shift this across a little bit, just so it fits in to the actual job. And again, it's just a guesstimate. Okay. Now, this is pretty much it, ready to go. You can see we've got our title block in there. You can see over here we have our model space, and in our next we're going to put the viewport in, and we're going to look at scaling. Now that we've got our title blocks and everything set up on this particular job, I need to add the viewport. Now to make it sort of more uniform like we did previously, I'm actually going to create a layer to place this on. That allows us to lock and hide a whole heap of information that come with it, and so it's not actually moved or shifted around the sheet. So select the layer. I'm going to call this one 99T for template _ viewport. Hit the enter, and I'm going to activate that one so it becomes our current layer, which we're going to be placing the viewport on. And once that's all set up, I need to go again to the view options over here. Go to the viewport, which is basically one of the options under here. Remember previously we actually used the design center. This time we've got the viewport. I'm going to add a new viewport, and when I click on that, you'll find you'll have a whole range of options available to you in adding viewports. You've got single, 2, 3, 4, whatever. I'm only going to be using a single one here, and I'm going to keep it all pretty much the way it is. What it does give me now is the ability to put in the viewport. Now I'm going to be putting it in from just off the edge. I don't want it to go right to the edge, so I'm going to click in there. I'm going to go down to the bottom here and place it there, and you'll notice straight away that the drawing from our model space has been automatically placed in the viewport. And you'll also notice that it's in black and white mode, and that's because I originally set that, or this sheet, to use that setting. Okay, so look, I'm going to leave it as that. You can zoom in and have a look at it, but that's pretty much it as the viewport is actually placed. Now I want to show you why I put this on its own separate layer, and that's because when I go into here I can actually turn this layer off, and what that will do is remove that line that's around the whole edge of the page there. Okay, and that means it sort of fits within that space. If you want it, or if you want to look at it in the future, or you want it to come back in so you can actually see where it is, you can click the viewport option again, and you'll see that line come back into the... All I really need to do now is just add my title information, my job information, and add any of the other information that is required in here. And then we're going to be looking at setting this up properly so it is to scale, and how to actually print it out to scale. Okay, because we originally set up this sheet with black and white printing in mind, if you want to print it in colour, there's a couple of things you'll need to do. First of all, you need to actually set the pen styles to a new colour. So if you click on your page setup manager, click on plots, I'm going to be modifying, and because we've set it to monochrome, it is going to print it all in black and white. What I'm going to do is say, look, turn that to none, and we're going to display plot styles. Leave that in. When you click on the preview button here, you can actually have a look at what it will look like. You can see it is in colour, and because I hid the viewport area, you'll notice that that line will disappear around it, and it basically sits there in the middle. Close that. Again, click OK. Click Close. And if it doesn't render, because it's actually a screen rendering issue, what I suggest is click on the extends there, and it will basically re-render it. But what we're trying to do is getting this to re-render for you, and it should change the colour. Now again, if you want to see what this looks like when you print it, go over to the print or the plotting. Okay, have a look at the PDF creator. Again, look at the preview. That will give you a true indication of what it will look like, and as you can see there, all the border will print out in colour. It's not actually as what is in display. Now it looks like it's fixed itself up. So that screen rendering is more to do with the application more than actually what's going to happen on screen. So we'll leave it there, and next lesson we're going to be looking more at how to scale this.